Hello everyone, I'm Akilah Thomas, the North Central District Vice President for Membership, and in this video I will be answering a few questions that we received after our membership education retreat in October. So these were questions that we got from brothers that attended the event, but hopefully my answers will give those of you that missed it a chance to hear a little bit about what we went over during the day. Involving the district in your MEP can be done quite a few ways and to varying degrees. Involvement can range from simply teaching the district and national structures such as the district names, the states in the districts, the officers, events, things like that, and can go all the way up to having your candidates interact with the councils and other brothers across the district. There are even some chapters that have some sort of district requirement, which could include interviewing the district officers or attending a district event. So last year my chapter even had a district officer come to one of our MC meetings to talk about the district structure and answer any of their questions. So it's kind of up to your chapter to decide how in depth you want to go, but I definitely think it's something important to give your candidates that view of the district and national aspect, just to give them a scope of our organization and let them know that they're becoming a part of something that's larger than themselves and larger than their chapter. Keeping passion and dedication can be a very difficult thing just because there are so many different reasons why people decide to stay passionate and dedicated to KKSI. So the heart of it is just that your programming and the way you do things have to cover all of the bases for why the members of your chapter are involved. For example, if your chapter has a sole focus on service, and the brothers who are fired up about music will not participate as much or be as passionate. So in other words, your chapter's activities and operations have to have that diversity in which each and every person can see the thing that they're passionate about come through in how you run your chapter. First, I'm going to start by separating what we expect and what we would like to see, because I think those are just a little bit different. So what we expect to see is interaction and utilization. We expect to see chapters attending events and using what they have learned at these events, whether that be from councils or other chapters, to improve how you all run your chapters. Something that we would like to see is not only increased participation in programming implemented by the council, but more inter-chapter relations. We see plenty of relationships that are built between the council and various chapters, but we would really like to see chapters forming those relationships or having those district-wide events like the Kappa kayaking or the state days, or even just traveling to degrees. We just really enjoy seeing chapters interact outside of council hosted events. So this question is interesting because there are a few ways that I could answer this question depending on what you mean by spice up your meeting. So if you're looking to turn your meetings into a party, then I'll leave that totally up to your chapter to figure that out. But if the question is how to make meetings more engaging, that would involve trying different methods for running parts of a meeting. For example, if your chapter new business is always presented in a lecture style, try making it more activity-based or hands-on. Now, if you mean spice up as in adding more of a social aspect to meetings, that would mean include intertwining more fun things with the business aspects. So that could be having an ensemble perform at the beginning of a meeting, or stopping midway through and doing an icebreaker, something along those lines. If you run a lesson that backfires, you have to first find the issue. Was it just structured in a way that people didn't understand, or was it difficult to follow? Or was it an issue of the subject matter? Did people not like what was being taught? So I think once you have that settled, you can figure out how to proceed from there. Now, if it was just a structural issue, you would just need to go back and get feedback to help you revise how you run the lesson. Really take a look at the types of learners and listeners you have in your chapter to figure out the best way to get your points across. However, if the backfire happened on account of the subject matter, that may indicate a difference of ideals within the chapter. So from there, you should open a line of communication, whether that be a written survey or a large chapter discussion, to figure out everyone's stance on the general subject. After that, you simply need to decide whether this is something you want to scrap altogether or revamp and try again later. An important part of this question is looking at it a couple of different ways, because often this question comes up and it asks, how do we get a person to speak up? But I think it's also important to ask, are the other members of the chapter and the chapter as a whole creating an atmosphere or environment in which everyone feels comfortable speaking up? And I think that broadens the type of solutions needed for this problem. So with that, you have to discover what gives them the comfort to give their opinion in the first place. Is it anonymity, or a small group work, or paper submissions? So your chapter will just have to try out those anonymous submissions or any small group discussion to see if that helps. Also, people may just need that encouragement or reassurance that their voice is valid, so make sure you're reaching out to those individuals personally as well. Rediscover, we hope, is the type of theme that can encompass just about anything, so how you use it in your chapter is completely up to you. Since the theme is all about never-ending passion, it can be used as a source of planning, a way to kickstart the year or semester on a passionate note, a CMEP, a nice jolt if this chapter is in a slump, or just a little constant reminder that we are all a part of this organization for a good reason. So that's all I have for you for now. If I didn't get to your question, feel free to contact me, as always, via Facebook or email and let me know. I look forward to hearing from you, and thanks for watching.